Ronnie, you're a living legend, an 8-time Mr. Olympia, the most decorated bodybuilder in bodybuilding history, and the fans simply love you.
And new Olympia champion, Samson Dauda!
In second place, Flex Wheeler.
Welcome to All About Bodybuilding. Today we're diving into a dream comparison, 8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman versus the current Mr. Olympia champion, Samson Dauda. Who comes out on top in this battle of legends? Let's find out as we compare their physiques pose by pose. Samson Dauda is the man of the moment in the bodybuilding world. He recently claimed the most prestigious title in the sport, the Mr. Olympia, along with the iconic Golden Sandok Trophy. It's an incredible achievement, and Samson's massive size, aesthetics, and conditioning have sparked the ultimate question: could he beat Ronnie Coleman? Ronnie Coleman in his prime, particularly from 1998 to 2006, is widely considered the gold standard in bodybuilding. But Samson possesses qualities that might make him a real challenge, even for the king. Let's break it down pose by pose. Front double biceps pose. Ronnie's biceps were massive, peaking like twin mountains. His arms, combined with insanely detailed forearms and vascularity, set a standard that's hard to match. However, his midsection in this pose wasn't his strongest feature. It appeared blocky, and while his abs were visible, they lacked sharp definition. Samson's biceps may not be as peaked as Ronnie's, but his overall balance and flow are remarkable. His midsection is much tighter, giving him a cleaner aesthetic. The way his physique flows from his lats to his waist makes the pose more visually appealing. Samson also displays incredible quad separation, which enhances his commanding presence. Ronnie dominates in arm size, but Samson edges him out in aesthetics and symmetry. Front lat spread pose. Ronnie's width in the front lat spread pose is legendary. His lats flare out like wings, creating an almost untouchable V-taper. His chest is full and his delts pop with striations. However, his midsection, while controlled, still appears blocky compared to Samson's. Samson shines in this pose with his incredible width and tight waist. His lats spread wide, creating a dramatic silhouette, but his midsection lacks sharp detail and definition. Nonetheless, his ability to maintain both sides and a streamlined core makes this pose a highlight for him. Ronnie's unmatched width and density give him the edge here. Side chest pose. Ronnie's chest in this pose is dense and striated, resembling slabs of granite. His side leg is deeply separated, showcasing those legendary hamstrings. His arm placement amplifies the thickness of his upper body, making him look unstoppable. Samson's side chest pose emphasizes aesthetics. His chest is full and well-rounded, but it lacks the dense granite-like look of Ronnie's. However, Samson's larger frame and balanced proportions give him a polished and artistic presentation. Ronnie edges this one out with raw density, but Samson's aesthetic appeal keeps it close. Rear double biceps pose. Ronnie's back in this pose is out of this world. The sheer size, muscle density, and detail in his traps, lats, and rear delts are unmatched. His iconic Christmas tree lower back adds an extra wow factor, while his striated glutes and deeply separated hamstrings complete the picture. Samson's back has improved dramatically over the years. While his structure is impressive with wide lats and good symmetry, he doesn't quite match Ronnie's muscle density and detail. However, Samson's glutes and hamstrings are comparable in conditioning, showcasing the evolution of modern bodybuilding. Ronnie takes this pose with his unparalleled density and detail. Back lat spread pose. Ronnie's back lat spread is one of the most intimidating in bodybuilding history. His lats flare out massively, creating an unparalleled illusion of width. His traps rise like mountains while his lower back is deeply detailed. Striated glutes and deeply separated hamstrings complete this nearly flawless pose. Samson's back lat spread exhibits excellent width and symmetry. His lats have great shape and flow, but they don't carry the same level of density as Ronnie's. Samson's glutes and hamstrings are conditioned and well developed, though they don't dominate as Ronnie's do. Ronnie dominates this pose with his legendary width and density. Side triceps pose. Ronnie's triceps are thick and horseshoe-shaped, blending size and detail. His chest and shoulders add incredible mass to this pose. However, his blocky midsection slightly detracts from the clean lines. Samson's side triceps pose is all about aesthetics. His triceps may not be as thick as Ronnie's, but they are sharply defined with excellent separation. Samson's tight midsection adds a clean, aesthetic appeal, while his detailed hamstrings complement his upper body beautifully. Ronnie wins in raw size and density, but Samson's balance and clean lines make it a close contest. Abs and thigh pose. This pose wasn't Ronnie's strongest. While his abs were visible, they weren't deeply etched or aesthetic. However, his quads were monstrous with incredible sweep and feathering. Samson excels in this pose. His abs are well defined and perfectly aligned, giving him a classic, aesthetically pleasing look. His quads are massive with excellent separation and flow that rivals Ronnie's. Samson wins with his tighter midsection and balanced presentation. Most muscular pose. Ronnie's sheer size in this pose is jaw-dropping. His traps explode and his chest and delts exude incredible density. However, his blocky midsection slightly detracts from the overall aesthetic. Samson's most muscular pose is a showcase of balance. He brings comparable density to Ronnie but pairs it with a clean midsection and superior symmetry. His massive quads pop, adding to his visual impact. Samson takes this pose with his superior aesthetics and balance, presenting a modern, eye-catching physique. This comparison highlights the distinct eras of these two champions. Ronnie Coleman in his prime was a freak of nature, dominating with unmatched size, density, and conditioning. Samson Dauda represents the modern era, focusing on balance, aesthetics, and stage presence. If we compare their prime versions, Ronnie Coleman from 1999 or 2003 would likely edge out Samson due to his legendary dominance, particularly in back poses and overall mass. However, Samson is closing the gap with his combination of size, symmetry, and polish, making him one of the best Mr. Olympia champions of the modern era. What do you think? Could Samson Dauda ever beat Ronnie Coleman at his best? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to All About Bodybuilding for more epic comparisons like this.